Find a bench or a tabletop, and I'm going to treat this as one of those surfaces, this long box. So firstly, we're going to take our left knee to the left side of the tabletop and or bench and or whatever surface you've found, and your left foot's going across to the right side. Once you're here, you might be really tight through your hamstrings or your hips or your knees up like this, and that's absolutely fine. You might find that you can flatten your leg entirely, and either or good. Just follow through these additions that we're making to it. You might want to stop somewhere on the way if it feels all good for you, and if we take it a step further and we add in these additions and it doesn't feel good, come back to what did feel good or what felt like it was good for you if it doesn't necessarily feel good. All right, so legs on. We're going to pop the hands in front of our shin bone, our lower leg. You again might feel that's enough. If not, we're hopping the right foot back, so that when we do this, we've got a slightly longer lever. It's going to start to pull into our left glute a little bit more. And you might also feel the back leg. So you might feel the tendon at the back of your ankle. You might feel your calf muscle as well. Hop around until you feel supported by that leg. You're going to be taking a fair amount of weight into this leg that's connected onto the box. So you want to feel balanced through the limb, and you're going to reach your fingertips forwards. Once your arms are forwards, you're going to feel again that the stretch is deeper, but you'll probably feel yourself activate more as well. Like the muscles through your legs and your glutes have to work to help to hold you here, which is awesome. Now, head and neck's going to move with our spine. We can keep the shoulders off the ears. We can float the hands up towards the ceiling. Keep pressing back through that rear heel. Look up towards the sky. Once you're here, you're going to be getting a bit of a stretch into the front body as well, and you'll be extending through your back body. So you're shortening through the back of your body. And if it feels good for you to stretch your throat, those of you in class would have heard this heaps. Take the opportunity now to add that in. So eyes will travel up, potentially even backwards, and you take that stretch into the front of your neck. If when you do that you feel soreness in your shoulders and the neck itself or somewhere else in your back, bring your head forwards. We're going to hold here for 3 breaths. Nice. And then from here, we're going to come down onto the elbows and the forearms. So we're rounding our spine over our leg. When you come into forward flexion, like you are right now with your spinal column, you'll have a tendency to round your shoulders. Keep your shoulders off your ears. Gentle chin nod while you're here. And whilst we're holding this position, we're going to square our hips off a little bit more. So to do that, and what's likely to have happened, because it's the left side that's getting a stretch, your right hip's turning back. So to square off the hips, we push the right hip forwards, like we're trying to push the hip into the tabletop or the bench or your left foot, and you're pulling your left hip back, and you're likely to feel a strong stretch in your bum and your hip, particularly the hamstring as well. And we hold here for a few breaths as well. Do those 2 stretches to the other side. Press yourself up, hop your back foot in, bring your top foot down, and then you're taking your right knee to the right side of your bench, right foot to the left, hands come forwards of that front leg, and then you're hopping your left foot back. Might be that you can't hop your foot back as far on the side. You might be able to take it further, to take it as far as you feel comfortable to. You want to feel supported again by that back leg. Once you're here, pressing down a bit more into that right shin bone. So you're heavy throughout the entire lower leg and the knee, so that you feel a little lighter through your hands. And then from here, you're reaching your fingertips forwards. Press down through that back heel a little bit more. You might increase the stretch through your calf, through your Achilles tendon. And then from here, you're going to reach your fingertips to the ceiling. Take your gaze upwards as well. And then if you're adding in that throat stretch, now's the time to let your head fall back. Keep your shoulders off your ears, lifted through your sternum. So you create that length through front body. You shorten the back body here for 3 breaths. right, now coming down onto forearms. Once you're on your forearms, you're going to be flexing your spine, rounding over your leg, and then you take your focus to your pelvis. So we want square hips, which means they're both facing forwards. So this time you're turning your left hip forwards as you pull your right back a wee bit, and you're going to get a bit more of a tug on your right glute. And we'll be holding here for a few rounds of breath. Nice deep breaths, keep them up. Sweet, press yourself back up onto your hands. Hop your back foot in, place your top foot down, pull your pants up like myself if you really need to. Wiggle your top down if you also require that. And we're going to use this bench top or this table just for one last stretch. If you've been inactive or you've been really active, either way, you might feel that you've got a bit of tightness around the back area of your body, around the rear of your pelvis and to your lower back. It's fairly common. So I'm going to try to get a bit of a stretch into that area. You're going to pop your hands on top of your bench or your tabletop. You're going to walk your feet back a little bit. Hips staying above the heels here. Once you're here, round your spine. Look down, look towards your belly, curl your tail. Keep your shoulders down off of your ears. Now from here, we're going to soften into our right knee, which just means we're bending that, and we're going to push out through our left hip. So you're almost trying to face your pubic bone forwards or towards the phone as you pull your left hip back, finding that stretch down that left side. We hold for 3 breaths here. Breathing into this area. Keep your shoulders down, arms are stretching off the shoulders. One last breath. We take it to the other side. So you come through center, both legs straighten. Soften your left knee, push out through your right hip. And you're trying to face your pubic bone over to the right. Holding for 3 breaths. One last big round of breath here. Come back to center. Once you're centered, keep your hips stacked above your heels. Pull your chin all the way into your chest. Tuck your tail. If you pretend there's a barbed wire fence lifting up into your belly, you're pulling yourself away from that. You're going to slowly straighten your spine from the tail up through the middle of the back, through the top of the spine, and then lift the chin off the chest. Last. Nice. All right, well, hopefully that has you feeling fairly good. Do it anytime you feel like you need a bit of a glute stretch, a hip stretch, or just a simple reset, and hopefully it will have you feeling great afterwards. See you for the next one.